Not a single animal is lost. Not a single animal is lost. Not the desert cat, nor the juicy rat, nor the mighty span of the nightwing bat. Not a single animal is lost. There's a cult earworm for you. Get in the comments and let me know how many of you were infected. Anyway, let's get down to business. We've got a logic tutorial today. And the subject today is mounting and dismounting a critter. One thing I want to do right off the bat is make it so that our critter in question, by the way, we have an older video on this subject that we did recently on how to make puppets mount other puppets or carry them, pick up and carry, something like that. I don't remember, but this is basically what we're dealing with. We're going to have to delete that wire for depossession and make it remote controllable. And we're basically going to need a method by which this thing becomes controllable once we're mounted on it. So we'll call this logic drive. And we're going to take out a tag labeled mounted and connect it to our controller sensor. Then we're going to go in here and take out a microchip. And we're going to call this microchip mounted, of course. And put all the relevant stuff inside. And we're going to take out this selector and connect it to that logic there. Then we're going to put out a trigger zone called can do. This is going to act as the field. I guess we could also call it something else, actually. I tend to use a different... I tend to use this. Use. That's probably better. Actually, what we really want to do is this. No, wait a minute. I think we are better off putting it in there. Yeah, we'll do it that way. No, wait a minute. I changed my mind. It's just going to be more effective, I think, this way. And we'll put the tag sort of to the center of the beast. And we'll move this over here. Set it to detect player. Actually, though, alternatively, we could just do this. Yeah, we'll just copy out this. And have a zone permanently active called can use. Make sure to set it to tag. And the way it'll work is we'll use triangle as the prompt. But the way it'll work is once we come into the same space that we can press use, since the zones are exactly the same size, you know, this prompt will appear where it's supposed to. And we'll just call this mount. That should work. Mount. Mount. And that should do fine. Maybe make it a little smaller. We're also going to want it so that it's, let's see, mounted. We're going to need a zone for mounted. It's going to be active in here. And we can make it fairly large, because all it has to do is interact with that thing. And we'll just go ahead and turn off can use. Oh, don't forget to set it to keyframe mode before starting. And that'll just go ahead and turn off our UI. Another thing we're going to want is to go in here. This is our controller logic for our knight fellow here. Press triangle. And we'll put use in there. And for the parameters, we're going to turn off the puppet interface logic, so that he won't be able to move when he's mounting this thing. Just a simple keyframe. If you watched our previous video, you'll recognize this logic here. And we can control it fine. However, how do we dismount in the event that we want to dismount? Well, it's going to be quite simple, really. Actually, we could just take out a timeline. We'll make it red. Add a NOT gate to the power. If you want to open up this menu, it's just L1 and square to open that up. Connect to the power of a timeline, which we will call dismount. And then we will add a switch to the timeline, connect it to the NOT gate, yes. And we'll go ahead and make circle our dismount button. And we'll go ahead and turn off Let's put this all inside of a chip just to make it more logically friendly. call this mount logic. That way we can shut it all off in one big go. And we will need a simple dismount tag called dismount. What else? And we'll move that up here. Doesn't really have to be moved. We're just moving it because I like things to be in the center. And we'll just go ahead. We're gonna have a brief window before we can, you know, mount again, so dismount, make it square, and make it quite large because we are gonna, you know, want this to work. And then we have dismounted. Now you may notice that there's a little fundamental issue with this. It's quite obvious what the issue is, and that's we don't just want to drop off of him. As a matter of fact, our mounting looks pretty poor as well. We gotta make this look kind of good. So let's make it so that we actually have some kind of dismount animation to start with, and then I might do a mount animation if we have time. But dismounting is what we mainly want. Gonna set this to play once, and we're also going to need another node with a NOT gate connected to it to prevent playback. And we're going to get in this fellow's animations. We should have one in here. Yeah, that's his... Just go ahead and delete this. Move the arrow forward with X. Oh, and we might want to let the amplification go back to normal. And the speed. We don't want this to be slow. Not sure how good this is going to look, but yeah. This is the basic idea, the principle of the thing, if you will. You gotta think kind of weird, because we're going to be altering his position also. I guess you could have him jump off of it. That would be another way to do this easier. And let's go ahead and set this up properly. And we're going to want to move this thing because I'm going to use manual keyframes instead of the action recorder because it's easier to modify the distance. And we're just going to move this over here and turn it that way. And we're going to have to test this, of course, because if I'm correct, though, he's already got this, so let's go ahead and now you can see how this works and kind of why you have to think a little weird to work within the, you know, teleporter. It's a bit difficult on the brain, but if you get the process right, it's really rewarding in terms of it'll probably look better. A little bit higher up, I think we're maybe just a tad, oh wait a minute, a little bit further down, I should say. And this is what we're going to use to turn the chip to B, as opposed to our original system. Another thing we're going to need to do is make sure those animations don't interfere with what we're doing. So like this right here is going to have to be turned off. That's lucky though, it's very simple, just could do this. Call this animations. Should shut her down real tight. Let's put him in there. Pretty sure this is his idle. So we might as well call it idle. Alright, now we're going to take this empty action recorder and turn off animations so that they won't interfere during this process. And we can call this off just so we remember what it does. Another thing I might do is move this forward and turn this just a little bit. I feel that it could be better. Let's just say that. Too fast, I think. And turn that down just a bit. That's so that the animation will blend more smoothly when you hit the ground. And I'm going to speed this up because I think we should have this be snappy. Anyway, it's not the best looking animation, and we don't have time to like really get the finer details, but you can kind of get the idea of, you know, how this could be done. It could look a lot, you know, better or whatever, but you know, that's how you would do it, basically. It's a bit of a complicated process. You really need a lot of time to get it right. But that is the gist of how to dismount. I may just go ahead and cover how to mount since we're this far along. The process is relatively the same. The only difference is we're like, you know, mounting instead of dismounting. And we can kind of just copy this, put it in here. Now, for safety's sake, I would advise going in here, clicking on this, pressing triangle, just to make sure that we're not interfering with anything. But basically, the way this is going to work is we're doing relatively the same thing. Get rid of that. Press triangle when you're in keyframe mode. The difference is we're doing it with mounting instead of dismounting, so kind of just reverse the animations. And you can luckily just press reverse on this. And you will need this outside of there, outside of the chip, in order for this to work. We're going to call this mounting. And again, the animation is going to be very crude because it's just a reversed version of dismounting. Call this dismount just to be... But yeah, it's fundamentally same process, just, you know, a little bit different. Maybe organize this better. It looks a little cluttered. Yeah. That's how to mount and dismount. And you're also maybe one little tiny detail, just to make sure you don't mount while dismounting. Go ahead and take this switch and connect it to that NOT gate as well on the bottom. That way he won't be able to, you know, prematurely mount again while he's dismounting. And that's basically it. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts, leave a comment, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. If you would like to support us financially, consider clicking the join button to become a member and unlock perks. You can also leave a super thanks in the comments, which we would appreciate, or a one-time donation on Ko-fi, link in the description. That's all for now. Goodbye.